Good morning, everyone. It's Stretford. How you're doing? Happy New Year and welcome to Breaking Dawn, the first Breaking Dawn of 2025, guys. I hope you had a fabulous New Year's Eve party. Hope everyone enjoyed the fireworks. One thing that has been a little bit of a downer has been the club, of course, guys. It's Manchester United has put us in a little bit of a downer, hasn't it? But we're determined to start this year in the best possible way. And we hope that Man United could start the year with a bang and defeat Liverpool, of course, on the weekend. Guys, I know it seems a little bit bleak. I know it seems a little bit unrealistic, a little bit delusional. But what can we do other than hope that Man United can make a change and turn the corner, guys? Because that is what life's about. You turn the corner and you never know what's on the other side, of course, guys. You just have to give your all. Lots and lots of negativity, of course, surrounding the football club, reasons to why, as to why, self-righteousness. I know this, I know that, Ten Hag's fault, Ten Hag's this. You know, there's been so much craziness over this last few weeks, months, etc. But I really want to start the year in the right way. I know it probably only lasts for a few days, but you know what? We are here supporting the football club, and that's how it should be, isn't it? It's supporting the football club, guys. Welcome to Stretford Post, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and please don't forget to smash a like on the video. It is 2025, guys. Happy New Year, guys. Wherever you are in the world, we are here, and we're here to bring you the positivity. We hope, of course, guys. Now, let's delve straight into some of the Manchester United news, shall we? There is a player that plays in Portugal. He goes by the name of Samu Aguhawa. He has captured the interest of Manchester United. Of course, Manchester United played Porto only a few months ago, and we were talking about Aguhawa quite intensively. He does cost around 50 million euros, of course, guys. He is only 20 years old. He scored 13 goals in 13 games. Manchester United have had scouts spotted at the Porto versus Boavista game over the last couple of days, and they have been spotted. They're not very good at hiding themselves, of course. They have been there in Portugal looking at Aguhawa with a view of signing the player in either January or the summer, guys. So, you know what? It would be lovely if we did sign Aguhawa in January. But of course, Jim Ratcliffe and co are using the FFP excuse to cover any possible transfers that may happen at Manchester United. Now, look at this, right? It's not easy to override FFP. For example, all you need to do, okay, is sell a couple of youngsters, sign a player from a club and pay them 20 million a year. That's all you need to do. FFP is nothing but an excuse that INEOS are using to cover up their misdealings in the transfer market. At the moment, they are more interested in sacking security guards on 17,000 a year than actually making a difference at the football club. So they are on watch. They are definitely on watch this window. Of course, the window is now open. They are on watch, and Manchester United can sign players. Samu Aguhawa is a very good player, but again, I stress he is a young player, another young player. Do we need another young player playing in Portugal? He scored 13 goals in 13 games, a very, very good player. His contract expires in 2029. He would cost upwards of 50 million euros. Do you think that is the type of deal that Manchester United should be doing? Or should we be looking at someone a little bit more experienced who can get us some goals, you know, who's proven? Maybe sign a proven Premier League striker. What about that? Man United used to do things like that, didn't they? And maybe do that. I like Aguhawa, but at the end of the day, do we really think he's going to be a vast improvement on what we have at the moment, guys? I mean, I don't know, guys. What I would love to know what you lot think, of course, guys. Let's have a look at some of your comments, guys. Happy New Year, Sanjay. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see Sanjay in the house. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope 25 brings you lots of joy and happiness. Big up UK Rap. Happy New Year, legend. Big up UK Rap, the absolute legend. Happy New Year, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Big up the chat, of course. Big up, Sal. Happy New Year, Dark Row, the legend Dark Row. Hope you're doing well. Welcome 2025. Onwards and upwards, guys. We hope it is onwards and upwards, of course. Absolutely. I advise Amran to go for a point against every team from now on onwards. Play a strong midfield and free pivot to stop conceding goals. Nothing shameful in doing that. Darko, you make a good point. To be honest with you, you know what? Sometimes you have to have self-preservation. And obviously, Ruben Amorim doesn't have the team that right now, doesn't have the players to implement his tactics effectively. He doesn't have the right characters, in my opinion, to applicate the tactics effectively. So I would agree. I think that what he should do, he should concentrate on perseverance, and try and keep the game tight. Try and not lose games. Firstly, try and keep the defense and the midfield solid, but also keep your shape. You don't have to change your shape. You don't have to, change the 3-4-2-1. Of course, you don't have to do that. Of course, you don't. You just have to be a little bit more cautious and be wary that you don't have the players to implement that system correctly. It's pretty evident that these players don't have the right IQ or mentality to implement his tactics effectively. So I would agree that Man United need to be a little bit more smart, a little bit more savvy with the tactics, a little bit more cautious with the tactics. As we've been saying for a long time, we firmly believe that there should be a double pivot. It should be Casemiro, Ugarte, of course. But I mean, obviously, Casemiro did not play well the last game. He was absolutely atrocious. Do you know what I mean? So what can we do? The only thing we can do, in my opinion, is probably move out one of those defenders, because at the moment, I think the three at the back is not working. But I've always said that success doesn't come in a compromise. You have to keep going with your philosophy, believe in your philosophy, and eventually it will come to the fore. I really do believe that. Right now, what we should do is obviously play a formation, the best team, and just try and be a little bit more cautious in what we're doing, because we don't have the right players to implement the tactics. And these players are not up for learning the tactics, not up for, being successful with the way Ruben Amorim wants to play, which is why a lot of these players won't be at the football club next season, of course. 50 million, too rich for United. Let's see, robs the charity. Too rich for United, absolutely. So apparently it's too rich for Manchester United. Apparently they're using the FFP excuse again, which is obviously just an excuse. Chelsea have proven to everyone that you can override the FFP law, of course, and we're just using it as an excuse because we don't want to spend money. We said it obviously a long time ago that if INEOS didn't have the money, they should just go away and let a person, an entity buy the club fully. Obviously they wanted their vanity project, and this is what they've got. At the moment, all this is going to do for Jim Ratcliffe's vanity project, if he doesn't get this right, is it's absolutely going to make him look like an idiot, because Man United are going to go against Jim Ratcliffe. By all means, look, it's only going to take a couple of bad windows, a couple of bad transfer windows, and people are going to start to turn on Jim Ratcliffe. People are already starting to turn on Jim Ratcliffe. At the end of the day, as I said from the beginning, look, I'm willing to give the guy a chance. I said I give the guy a chance. I'm not happy by the way he's conducting himself by making various people unemployed. I'm not happy about that, but I'm willing to give him a chance, and I'm willing to see what he can do. But you know what? He is on the watch, and we'd be very naive to deny that, and very naive to just ignore that, because at the end of the day, we had an opportunity to sell this football club fully. We had an opportunity to progress this football club. Nothing is guaranteed in life. Nothing is guaranteed that if Qatar came in, that Man United would have been the most successful team in the world. No one's saying that, but it gives you the best opportunity to be that, doesn't it? At the moment, a 27% buyout with the Glazers still at the helm, is not a good probability of Man United being successful. It isn't, because at the end of the day, we are going to walk to the destination rather than sprinting to the destination. And Man United have done enough walking, to be honest with you. You can see that on the pitch, can't you? When the Man United players are walking on the pitch, it's ridiculous, isn't it? So we've had enough walking. Man United need to do more sprinting, and Man United need to start getting their acts together. And that is INEOS. Of course, guys, they need to get INEOS. INEOS need to get their show on the road, guys, and start doing the business and start proving. I mean, they said that they're concentrating everything what's on the pitch. They're more interested on what's going on the pitch. I mean, that remains to be seen. Let's see what happens, guys. So far, so bad for INEOS at the moment, because at the end of the day, they're not really making any friends. But we'll see what happens over this next few weeks, of course, during this January transfer window, and of course in the summer in that transfer window, of course, because talk is cheap, guys. We've heard a lot of talk over the years, haven't we, about people want to do this, we're going to do this. You know, we can do anything in the market, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it all before, guys, haven't we? We've heard this. We've seen this film before. As I said yesterday, Groundhog Day. We've seen this film before. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, we just want actions now. No more lip service, of course. Liza Rami, how you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Morning. Let's give the youth a go. Well, absolutely. I think some of them players need to come in. Some of the youth players should be coming in. Look, you can either keep playing players that are underperforming and flatter to deceive, or you can try something different. It's up to you. I wouldn't do that against Liverpool. I think that is damaging to the young players, of course. So I would put those players who've been playing crap for the last few weeks against Liverpool, because more or less we're going to lose against Liverpool. I hope we're not, but it looks like that way. And let them suffer in that game, and then I'll bring in the youngsters after that game. That's what I would do, and that's the game against Arsenal. Probably again the FA Cup, isn't it? I believe. Absolutely. You see, Craft, what's going on, mate? I hope you're doing well. I wonder what will happen against Liverpool at Anfield. I hope not. I know, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, if they play to their capabilities, look, we look at teams like Fulham, we look at teams like Nottingham Forest who've got decent results at Anfield. Nottingham Forest have won at Anfield. Fulham have drawn at Anfield. You know, so there is a capability that you can go there and get something. But the difference is between us and Fulham and Nottingham Forest is that we don't play as a team. We're not a team. We're disjointed. And there was videos circulating over the last 24 hours of Man United's training regimes and their pre-match training regimes, and how disorganized and disjointed it looked. You know, as I've always said, that success comes in the smallest details, even if it's coming to the ground in the suit. You know, what you eat, the way you sleep. These things are incredibly important. They all go hand in hand, and that includes the pre-match warm-up. It seems that our pre-match warm-up preparations are very, very disorganized, and some may say chaotic. You know, and this is obviously a big problem at Manchester United, the small details. You can see this on the pitch, that Man United get the small details incorrect. They can't pass the 3-yard ball. You know what I mean? This is the problem. They keep losing the ball. Every time they get the ball, they lose the ball. And this is obviously a big issue at Manchester United at the moment, you know, and we need to start doing the simple things right before we can start implementing a technically more advanced level of football. Yeah, at the moment. So because we're at the moment we're goo gaga football. That's what I said. I said that yesterday and the day before. We're goo gaga football at the moment. We don't know what we're doing. These players have no IQ, for goodness sake. It's like playing with a little tiny football when you're a kid. You know, that's what they are at the end of the day. Paul Plays, good morning. Happy New Year, Paul Play. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you and your family. Hope you had a great time, mate. I hope, you know what, it's time to enjoy it. For now, in 2025, we're undefeated, guys. In 2025, we're undefeated. We're not lost yet. We're not lost yet. We're undefeated. Big up. We have to take every positive, guys. Almac, I heard that January reinforcements aren't coming, so Jim, I don't want to spend. He wants Amarim to make to do with the current play. Yeah, this is the rumours going ahead around FFP, Almac. Yeah. Man United are looking at players, obviously, in regards to the summer. Man United are also, there is also rumours that this is hearsay. Man United are looking at players in January, although I wouldn't be surprised if it's not true that Man United will not sign anyone in January. I did say many times that Man United will sign one player tops. And it's certainly not going to be a 50, 60 million pound player. Although Man United are looking at these players. Man United are looking at Agawa as well. They are looking at Agahawa as well. Samuel Agahawa, they're looking at him. He's 20 years old, though, 50 million euros. I mean, I would prefer someone like an Osman, someone like that, who's going to get us some goals, because as much as I like Samuel Agahawa, and he gave us good, big problems when we played Porto, obviously, a few months ago, obviously scored against us as well. I would want someone who's a little bit more experienced in regards to that, you know, but he is on Manchester United's radar. Scouts have been spotted at the Boa Vista Porto game, where Porto won the game 4-0. They have been spotted. Agahawa has scored 13 goals in 13 games this season. So, you know what? He is quite capable. He is a good player and he has prospect. The only thing is right now is that we have to be very careful when we're dealing with prospect. Obviously, we have Garnacho, we have Ahmad, we have Rasmus Højlund, we have Euro. We have all these players who got prospect. You know what? Maybe we need some proven goal scorers in that team. Maybe we need some players who know how to do it, who've done it before. Although I would not be unhappy if we signed Agahawa. I think he's a good player. Although, obviously, the FFP excuse is shown its ugly head, and INEOS are trying to use that as an excuse. It's like the Glazers part 2, numero 2. Absolutely. They're starting to use the same excuse. Oh, you know what, FFP, you know what? When we all know, and we're not stupid, guys, it's time we wake up to the fact that you can override FFP and you can manipulate the FFP rule if you want to, right? The fact is that they do not want to override the FFP rule because it represents a rather convenient excuse for INEOS or the Glazers when they don't want to spend any more money. Yeah, and that is what it is at the end of the day. Let's wake up to that fact right now. Let's wake up to the fact that they don't want to spend money. They want to save as much money as possible, humanly possible. Look, this job was never going to be easy for whoever came into this football club, which is why we wanted the full sale, Glazers out, debt cleared. This is why we wanted that. Precisely because of reasons like this. You know what I mean? Because we needed a complete overhaul. And that not only includes players coming in, that includes players going out. And when players are on 350 grand a week, it's going to be very difficult for those players to leave the football club. This is the problem that we're having, of course, guys. And many of us did point this out, of course. Happy New Year, Sid Craft. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back, mate. Hope you're good. Ruben raised the price value of Rashi by only doing warm-ups. One thing I would say about that, Paul, you know what? I don't know. Didn't see the reason of playing Marcus Rashford on the bench at the other day. And to be honest with you, I would rather have played Obi Martin in there, someone like that, someone of a younger player in there. Give the younger player a chance, because what could have went wrong? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, there was no point playing Marcus Rashford, putting Marcus Rashford on that bench and just absolutely showing him up, basically embarrassing him. That's what he was doing. Maybe he wanted to do that. Maybe that was his plan. Maybe he wanted to embarrass him. Maybe he wanted him to, show some respect, whatever. I just feel like maybe we should just move on for Marcus Rashford and bring in a young player like Obi Martin, and they could have been given 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It wouldn't have harmed them, of course, and it obviously wouldn't have harmed the result either, because we lost the game anyway, of course. Sigcraft, the best midfield trio, I think, for us is Ugarte, DM, Mainu, and Mount. But Mount is injured. But the problem is Mount he's injury prone. We would love Mason Mount to be fit. Of course we would, but he's injury prone and we can't be relying on these players anymore. We need to get rid of this culture where we're looking after players who are not playing. As I always said, is that the best form of ability is availability, and Mount is not available. Neither is Luke Shaw. And these players need to be leaving the football club, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Rashford, his time is numbered at Manchester United. He's disrespected the manager. To be honest with you, I would not play Rashford again. And to be honest with you, there's obviously something very sinister that has happened that we don't know about. So in my opinion, I would not play Rashford again for Manchester United. Absolutely not. He had, at the end of the day, Marcus Rashford is not that guy. He's not that guy who's going to take us forward. He's not a number 10. He doesn't play behind the striker. He's a winger. Let's not forget, Ruben Amorim plays a 3-4-2-1. He doesn't play the wingers. He doesn't play wingers. So he needs 2 number 10s, right? So Rashford is not a number 10. The wingers consist of the 2 fullbacks. The 2 full wing backs, of course, guys, that is obviously Ahmad, sometimes Mazraoui and Dalot. That area of the pitch needs to be improved. We don't have, again, like Ruben Amorim needs his own players in there. Of course, the type of caliber of player that Man United will be looking for in that position is an Alphonso Davies, a Frimpong, those type of players that Man United need, who can bomb forward, who can create, cross, and defend at the same time and track back. At the moment, we don't have that. Unfortunately, in regards to the 2 number 10s, we only have Bruno, who's a specialized number 10 at the moment. We do, and Mason Mount. And Mason Mount is injured. Now, look, it would have been better if Mason Mount and Bruno played together, maybe a little bit slow. Look, to be honest with you, one thing I would say is that we do need more. And Rashford, I would even go as far as to say that a lot of those players are not fit for that system. And that includes your Garnachos, your Ahmads, they're not fit for the system. Ahmad is decent on the right wing back. I think he's done okay, although it's not sufficient. It's not sustainable to play him there because it's not his position. For the long term. So we do need players there, of course. At least we will not get a red card. Absolutely. Big up. So Casemiro can't play good without fellow defender midfielder. Amram had to play either Nietzsche or Mazza alongside in the midfield. Amram has got to be innovative now. At the end of the day, look, I would have played Collier, and the reason I would have played Collier is because Collier is a young lad. He's going to have the legs to run around and obviously cover that area of the pitch. We have Kone, of course, guys. We have players like that. Why not give them an opportunity? Do you know what I mean? Why not give these players an opportunity to show themselves? Leach has never played in centre midfield. The last time he played in centre midfield was for Ajax many years ago, of course, guys. So, I mean, are we going to rely on Leach there? Can we? Can we do that? I mean, we can, but at the end of the day, we don't have a left-sided centre-back. So that is another issue, of course, going forward, that Man United don't have a left-sided centre-back, which is why Man United are after a number of options there. Theo Hernandez, of course, Darko, of course, Milas Kirkes, of course, as well. So Man United are after a lot of left wing-backs, left-side centre-backs as well. But one thing we have to understand is that, we can't just keep shoehorning players into position. But one on the other flip of the other coin is that we can't keep playing Eriksen in that midfield because Eriksen's slower than the tortoise in the midfield and he shouldn't be playing there. He shouldn't be playing in that number 8. I've been saying that for a very long time. If Eriksen is going to play, he needs to play as a number 10, right? It would be much more effective if Eriksen plays as the number 10 rather than playing wingers as a number 10, and that's one thing I was saying. Mainu needs to play in that midfield, of course, and it should have been Mainu and Casemiro. And obviously, when Mainu played there, when he came on, of course, the other night, the team did better. The team were creating more. Of course, we weren't fantastic, but we were creating more. Of course, we were creating a lot more chances and stuff like that. Darko, bro, I don't understand why you're not playing Dora. I mean, I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, if something is not working, why not play the young players? Why not try something different? Do you know what I mean? Guys, in regards to Manchester United, there is another player that Man United are looking at, is Murillo of Nottingham Forest. Of course, Murillo is a left-footed centre-back, something that Manchester United are interested in and need, of course, and have prioritised. Of course, Murillo has had a fantastic season with Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are absolutely smashing it at the moment. Murillo is 22 years old, a Brazilian. He would cost upwards of 50 million euros. Again, this is a lot of money. Obviously, that is the Premier League tax. His contract runs out in 2028, guys. So, you know what? I like the player. I really do like the player. Not only 50 million, but he's a lot of money, of course, guys. 50 million euros would represent a huge fee for Manchester United, but he is a left footer. He is proven in the Premier League. Murillo is a good player. But obviously, when the mumblings around FFP start showing their self, we start getting a little bit disillusioned by transfer rumors because we know the mentality of INEOS. I'm not saying that Man United are not going to sign anyone ever. They're going to sign players in the summer, 100%. But this January, it's going to look a little bit bleak for Manchester United in regards to transfers because even Ruben Amorim has said yesterday, the day before yesterday, in the quotes, about we know we're not going to do any business in January because Man United, you know what they're like, isn't it? You know that INEOS have come in with their ugly selves and said that, you know what, FFP. We knew that we're going to do that. Exactly what Woodward and Berto and the Glazers have been doing for years, hasn't it? At the end of the day. But Murillo is another player that Manchester United are interested in. Left-sided centre-back, plays for Nottingham Forest, 50 million euros upwards. He is 22 years old, Brazilian. Guys, a good player, in my opinion. Of course, I like the player. It would be look, you know what? The good thing about these players is that they have Premier League experience, which is extremely important, of course, guys. But you know what? Nottingham Forest have absolutely surprised everyone this season. Nuno Santos has been absolutely fantastic this season. And you know what? He deserves all the accolades, of course, guys. Absolutely. Sidcraft. When, of course, Ugarte is available, I'm sure Gore is better than Casemiro. Yeah, Sidcraft, you speak how I think, mate. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of playing players who are not playing well and keep playing them? It's a definition of insanity, isn't it? When you keep playing the wrong formation, the wrong team, do you know what I mean? Again and again. That's not working, do you know what I mean? That is the problem, of course. Big up, Dylan. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Found out OG Nice. Get the Glazers and INEOS gone. Qatar saved the club. Absolutely, Dylan. We could have told them that a long time ago, guys. But at the end of the day, they're too busy in blaming Eric Ten Hag, ain't they? That's what they're doing at the moment, those people. So at the end of the day, look, you know what? The Glazers need to go. And whilst the Glazers are still at this football club, we still have a dark cloud hovering over us. And this dark cloud needs to be erased because it has been the 20th anniversary of the Glazers. Let's not forget, is this year, guys. So the 20th anniversary of the Glazers is 2025, guys. 20 years of the Glazers. Can you believe it, guys? Would you have believed it all those many years ago? Absolutely disgusting, isn't it? The way they treated this football club, the way they made this club decline, the stadium decline, the football team on the pitch decline, the redundancies, the sackings. I mean, you know what? I think Jim Ratcliffe is going to go out there today and sack a couple of more security guards and save another 16 grand a year. That's what he wants to do, doesn't he? Because at the end of the day, what does at this present moment, Jim Ratcliffe reminds me of a snobby, rich guy who doesn't like people who are not rich, basically. He's the sort of person who'll look at you like, oh, look at that peasant. He's that sort of guy. Yeah, and I just come across, it just comes across that let me sack all the people who are next to nothing money, and let's keep all the people that are on loads of money. My friends, you know what? People who go out, with me, eat caviar and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Happy New Year, Lou. Hope you're doing well, pal. Hope you're good. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. All the way in the future. Of course, Singapore. Big up, pal. Big up yourself. Almac, when the tape do you think we'll finish if January sees reinforcements? Is relegation a possibility? Almac, you know what? In life, anything is a possibility. You know what? And you have to obviously take these things very, very seriously. Man United have been relegated before in 1974. So we have to be very careful, Almac. Do you know what I mean? The way we conduct ourselves from now on. Of course, I'm literally sort of taking the loss against Liverpool. I'm not happy about it, but I think we will lose against Liverpool. I think Liverpool are on fire at the moment. It will take a monumental effort for Man United to get something from that game. As much as I hope and I pray on my knees that Man United get something from that game, I think Man United need to look forward and start winning. Maybe we need to sacrifice something that, the FA Cup or something. I don't know, guys, but you know what? Man United need to get up that league. And you know what? No better way to start 2025 than a win against Liverpool. I know that sounds delusional, but imagine it happens. You know what I mean? Man United are in danger. They are. They're 7 points from the relegation zone. So you know what? We are in danger. When let me tell you something. I think it was Hull City who went down on 22 points at Christmas. Blackpool went down on 28 points at Christmas. Man United on 22. Man United on 22. So we can't be delusional because at the moment, I think we're playing some of the worst football in the league. I think we're one of the worst teams in the league. I think not individual. I'm not talking about the individual players. I think as a team, we're the worst team in the league. I think we are. I think we're more than capable of going down. Absolutely. At this present time, when Ipswich Town are playing better football than you have to worry. I hope it doesn't happen. Some people saying that, you know what, if Man United get relegated, it's going to be a blessing in disguise, isn't it? It's going to be a blessing. But you know what? Who's to say we won't get out of the Championship? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the Championship is not easy. You go to the Championship, you're going to be playing on Tuesday night, you know what I mean, on a cold, windy night in bloody Stoke. Do you know what I mean? 5,000 fans there. It's going to be difficult. You know what I mean? So we need to hope that we just move up that league and we start winning football matches. Hopefully we start with Liverpool. Look, I never give up and I never say my team's going to lose. I never do that. I've never done that as a Man United fan. I've never said that Man United are going to lose. I know it's delusional. And I know if every single one of my predictions came true, Man United will be undefeated in the last 40 years. But at the end of the day, look, I'm not going to say Man United are going to lose to Liverpool. I will say that the probability of Man United losing is high. But I do still have hope. I have a glimmer of hope. I know we've drawn their 0-0 before with Johnny Evans and stuff like that. We've done that before. So maybe it could happen again. Let's wait and see what happens. In regards to Liverpool, of course, they're going to be missing Mohamed Salah in a couple of weeks. Of course, he's going to be going to the African nations, I believe. A number of their players will be leaving. So you know what? Maybe they will start drifting down that table, hopefully. Happy New Year, Jim. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. The legend that is Jim. I hope you're good. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Happy New Year, my legend. Big up. Happy New Year. Glasu. Sal, that's Greek for hello. Glasu. Is it Yesu? Yesu. Greek for hello. Big up the Greeks, of course, guys. Absolutely. Yesu to Jim, of course. Big up, Jim. Happy New Year. Hope 2025 brings you lots of success, happiness, and prosperity, guys. Absolutely. Sniper Man, Happy New Year. The legend that is Sniper Man back in the chat. Big up Sniper Man, one of the originals. Happy New Year, Sniper Man. I hope you're good, mate. Absolutely. Apparently not for us United fans. Absolutely. Well, it can only get better, guys. Look, guys, I'm looking on the positive. We're undefeated in 2025. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up, everyone. Sorry, sir, I meant Happy New Year 2025. I saw you mistyped 2025. What did you say? Was it 2000 and what? Oh, 2020. Yeah, no problem. Happy New Year, Jim. Big up yourself. Sicko, no manager had the balls to play the youth. We fans have been crying managers from Ole time to better loose with the youth. Then embarrassed by. Absolutely, mate. It's true. At least we're not saying flood the whole team with youth players. What we're saying is that play 5 or 6 of them. You know what I mean? Bring them into the squad. What's the difference of having a Ericsson who runs like a tortoise in your team? What's the point? You need in the Premier League. One of the most important things over the years, over the 40 years I've been watching the Premier League, one of the most important things that you need in the Premier League is pace. You need pace. Man United have none. We had Casemiro and Ericsson in midfield. And for me, that was a mistake from Ruben Amorim. He should know about the Premier League that you will get overrun. And we were saying it before the game, of course, that you will get we're going to get overrun, guys. We're going to get overrun in that midfield, to be honest with you. Against Newcastle, when you looked at Newcastle, you saw Joe Linton, you saw Gamirish. You knew that we were going to get overrun. And you know what? We need to understand that you need pace. And if you have to play a young player, so be it. And that is exactly what other teams are doing. And they're beating us. Do you know what I mean? And it's a problem. Look, don't be so. Look at Newcastle. Had a couple of young players in their team. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Every time deserves respect for developing youth and respect to them. Sid Craft, he does. But you know what? At the end of the day, you know what I would say is that Erik ten Hag is the past now. And we did cry out. We said that. I believe that Ruben Amorim is a fantastic manager. And I think he will get it right. I do believe that. Obviously, Erik ten Hag was the reason for Garnacho and Mainu, of course, and obviously he played Collier, of course. Don't forget that. Do you know what I mean? He did bring in Dan Gore into the squad, Wheatley into the squad, didn't he? He did bring a lot of youngsters in the squad. That has to be remembered. I do feel a little bit of sympathy for Ruben Amorim because obviously he's only been here a month, so he doesn't really know any of his players. Erik ten Hag obviously knew the squad. He's had pre-seasons and stuff like that. He knew the youth team, etc. Ruben Amorim is going to youth games. He is looking at the youth team, and you know what? He will eventually bring him through some youth players. I'm pretty certain about that, especially with the performances of some of these mercenaries in our football club at the moment. I do believe that he will bring them through, and I think that we have a great conveyor belt of young players. My only concern was the other day with Marcus Rashford, why Marcus Rashford was on the bench. If you have no intention of playing Marcus Rashford, you might as well bring in a Dan Gore or a Cher Lacey. I know these players have been injured, or a Obi Martin or a Kone, you know, one of those players, a Fletcher, do you know what I mean? A McAllister, those type of players, do you know what I mean? At least bring them in, at least give them some time. I mean, it's out for you and your family to enter by everyone in the chat. Go, Man United. Pray for the team to win it. Absolutely. Hopefully, let's hope that it is a better 2025 than it was in 2024, guys. Let's hope this year brings us much more joy and much more wins and much more goals. Let's hope so, guys. It can only get better at the moment. In all, when we look at 2024, on a footballing sense, it was poor. It was bad, wasn't it? It wasn't good. Okay, we had the odd highlight. We won the FA Cup, which is absolutely amazing. Of course, it was a fantastic day. But all in all, when we weigh up everything, we've had some of the worst year as a Man United fans as most of us can imagine. We've had over the last 40 years, guys. It was absolutely diabolical. But you know what? We had some good times as well. But we hope more good times happen in 2025 and we start moving up that table, starting with a decent result against Liverpool and a good performance against Liverpool, a team that shows application, a team that shows effort, of course, guys. A little bit more news in regards to a player that we've been talking about, obviously it broke on this channel, of course, guys, is Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes, of course, is a left wing back who plays for PSG, guys. He has also played under Ruben Amorim. It looks likely that Manchester United could make an offer to PSG for Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes has said that he wants to play for Manchester United. Now, that is all well and good. We've heard that all before. We've heard that with Ugarte, of course, who played for Ruben Amorim and PSG, of course, guys. They want to play for Manchester United. He wants to reunite with his old pal, Ugarte. Guys, the one thing I would say is that, you know what, that's all well and good, but obviously the money talks, doesn't it? Nuno Mendes is 50 million euros upwards, right? 50 million euros upwards, and he's going to cost an absolute arm and a leg. And you know what? You know what INEOS are saying at the moment, the sort of noises that they're spreading to the media at the moment, which are of a negative kind, isn't it? They're talking about FFP right now. So at the end of the day, talking about 50, 60 million euro players, it's just not really feasible, isn't it? And it just defeats the realms of realism, doesn't it? One thing I do know is that Manchester United are interested in Nuno Mendes. I mean, Nuno Mendes is high on the priority list on Manchester United on that left-back position, as is Milos Kerkez, as is Theo Hernandez, as is Dargu as well. Let's not forget we've also signed Diego Leon as well, of course, guys, the Paraguayan international. So we've signed him as well. So let's, you know what, we've got a good future next season. It's going to look a lot more brighter next season, in my opinion. Let's just hope, fingers crossed, we survive this season, of course, guys, because at the moment it does look a little bit bleak. Liverpool will be laughing at us. They will be rubbing their hands. They will be smelling blood, lambs to the slaughter and all that. But you know one thing we have to do? You know what? I would say this. Use the adversity to your advantage and use it to motivate yourself. Use it, guys. Use it. You know, when Mohamed Salah plays for Egypt, he's nowhere to be seen, right? He plays well at Liverpool. He's good at Anfield. We know that. Do you know what I mean? But he has not got the character. You know what I mean? When he plays for Egypt, he doesn't do anything. Maybe I'm just trying to give people more confidence. I don't know, guys. But you know what? I'm trying to install more belief into this team that, you know what, that we need to obviously believe in ourselves and not just have a defeatist mentality. I know it's very difficult at the moment as we have a defeatist football team, but you know what? We have to try and override that and believe. You know, it is 2025. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. It's a new year, guys. At the end of the day, breaking dawn, of course. It is a new time, guys. And you know what? We are undefeated in 2025. And against Liverpool, let's hope we remain undefeated in 2025, guys. Come on, guys. Let's keep the positivity. Happy New Year, Compose View. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. I hope you're good. Good to see you back in the house. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Almac, Happy New Year to everyone. Are wingers or fullbacks better at wing back role? Are wingers or fullbacks better? I mean, there's a specialist kind of player, Almac, that plays in that position that I've been playing there for many, many years. I mean, we used to have really, really good wing backs. I think Luke Shaw is a wing back, for example. He can play wing back position. He bombs forward. But obviously, Luke Shaw is Luke Shaw, and he doesn't play enough. At the end of the day, he's more interested in hot wings than wing backs. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. Sorry, guys. But at the end of the day, look, someone like Alphonso Davies and Frimpong are specialized wing backs. Carfu was a wing back, that type of player, of course, guys. We used to play it all the time. We used to Man United used to naturally play wing backs, even if we played a fullbacks in a 4-4-2. They did act as wing backs because they were always forward, our wing backs, you know. You do need a specialist type of player. There are defensive fullbacks, like obviously Wan-Bissaka. I think Mazrui is a defensive fullback. I actually beginning to think that Dalot is a defensive fullback. We need attacking wing backs. We don't have it at the moment at this club. I really think we don't have that. I mean, Luke Shaw is one, but Tyra Malacia is one, but Tyra Malacia, I'm led to believe that Ruben Amorim's not a fan of Tyra Malacia. He's not good enough. And Man United need to invest in that position. They need specialists. Ideally, if it was a dream, like, for example, if Carlsberg was to pick the best wing backs system, it would be Frimpong on the right and Alphonso Davies on the left. That would suit Ruben Amorim's tactics to a T. That would be absolutely perfect, but we know that won't happen, of course, guys. Nuno Mendes is a wing-back, by the way. Nuno Mendes is a wing-back, of course. He's one of them ones, and Diego Leon is a wing-back, of course. Sam, await the Glazers INEOS dual ownership, dirty tactics. 2 years ago, when our club was for sale, I told people we weren't doing the sale, and I was right. We weren't doing the sale, Jim, because of Jim Ratcliffe. We would have done the sale if Jim Ratcliffe wasn't there, you know, at the end of the day. We would have done the sale if Jim Ratcliffe wasn't there. If they'd done a deal together, and if Jim Ratcliffe wasn't there, INEOS would have bought the club 27%, and Qatar would be owning the club right now. It was INEOS who got in the way of that. The reason is because the Glazers could not afford a new stadium. They could not afford reinvestment in the squad. They could not afford a new training academy, of course, which has been invested in this season. And they couldn't afford to go on, which is why even now they're making cutbacks, and stuff like that. And that is down to the Glazers as well, by the way. So we would have had a full sale if Qatar was around. I always believed that if Jim wasn't there, at the end of the day, we would be owned by Qatar. We would be 99.9% would be owned by Qatar. And speaking about representatives from that, that they ruined it for us, Jim Ratcliffe. And they went to bed with the Glazers. And that is what happened, unfortunately. It's not about being right or wrong. At the end of the day, it's about, what, Man United had the possibility of had the full sale. You know what I mean? I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't care what. At the end of the day, it was the wrong decision. And INEOS obviously got in the way, and, got in the way of a full sale. You know what I mean? And that is what happened. The Glazers were going to sell the football club. They were. But they got in the way, Jim Ratcliffe, the Chelsea season ticket holder, of course. Happy New Year, United. January transfer to United. Danny Olmo, Nico Williams. Mate, Deliso, you say it every time, mate. We ain't got the money for Deliso. We ain't got the money for Nico Williams and Nuno Mendes, guys, at the moment. Mate, at the end of the day, Nico Williams is going to cost 100 million. Nuno Mendes is going to cost 60 million. Danny Olmo is still obviously in the midst of his registration court battle, of course, guys. Let's remember that, of course. David Keita, that is a famous Liverpool player, isn't it? David Keita, wasn't that David Keita? Isn't that a Liverpool player who flopped? Big up, David. How you doing? Manchester United board is the dumbest board ever to see football history. This Amarodian and Osimhen are needed. Tijani, Richard Rios, and Edison are needed because Casemiro and Eriksen are deadwoods. I would love that, David. I'm a big fan, obviously, Osimhen. I've been speaking about Osimhen for a long time, and I think he's a great player. I think Man United should go after players like that. A proven goal scorer, of course, guys. A proven goal scorer. That's what we need. And maybe we need to stop bringing in younger players and start bringing in a couple of more experienced players. Richard Rios, of course. I mean, there was talk about Richard Rios in the summer. Of course, I spoke about Richard Rios a lot. The Colombian, of course, guys. I mean, we have spoken a lot about him over the summer. And Richard Rios had an astronomical transfer valuation, of course, which was 90 million euros, of course, guys, which was absolutely stupid. We know at the end of the day, but he's a good player. And Man United do need to look at players such as the South American market. They do need to look at it, and because the reason the South American market is so attractive is not only that you can pick up some bargains, is the fact that the mentality of the South American player, and this is no detriment to the European players, but the South American player, they still have the street footballer, the grassroots footballer, the street footballer who, what came from rags to riches. They still have that story. In Europe at the moment, we don't seem to have that story. We have overly pampered younger players who are pampered at very, very young. You're talking about 14, 15 years old. They're already earning grand a week. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, South America is a very, very attractive area to look in for INEOS. And that's what they're looking in at the moment. Obviously, Man United are looking at Maston Twanto, of course, guys, who plays for River Plate. Man United obviously Pays, of course, who looks likely to be going to Chelsea, but obviously Man United were looking at him as well. Chelsea may pull out of that deal, by the way, obviously with FFP, of course, but we have to wait and see. Absolutely. Stal, are you being fair and honest to us subscribers? Yeah, because I could sit here and say, look, I'm not going to read out your comment unless you give me a membership. I'm not going to read out your comment unless you give me a super chat. Maybe I could do that. You know what I mean? Maybe I could do that. I could do that. Do you know what I mean? Because when this channel grows, guys, when this channel does get bigger, I'm going to remember everyone who's been here from the start. It's free. At the end of the day, you're speaking to me. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? At the end of the day, I do this for free. You know what I mean? For you guys. And, being fair is what it's all about, Man Tuta. And if you don't like it, you know what I mean? It's right there is the exit button. At the end of the day, there's plenty more people that you can chat to. At the end of the day, you wouldn't even reach me in the real world, guys. So you know what? Talk to me with respect. Yeah, okay. Big up. Sal the Musical. Big up, GK. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Big up. Jim. So I have a serious theory, though. I don't believe we will get relegated. Glazers and INEOS may tell the team to win a few games and won't get relegated. Could be. It's a sinister one, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just really worried at the moment, Jim. At the moment, I want Man United to win football matches. And that is what football is for me. It's all about winning football matches. That is what it is all about for me. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know, I hope Man United do something special at the weekend, of course, which is going to be highly unlikely, of course, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. I've been in the Stretford family by chance. Omar get a free and we snub it and we go for get Kirkis, or Liverpool is also eyeing. Liverpool are eyeing Kirkis. I'm a big fan of Midas Kirkis. I'm a big fan of Milo as well, of Nottingham Forest, Rodgers of Aston Villa. There's a number of players out there, you know what I mean, that are very, very good players, of course, that we could go after. But, you know, I wouldn't brush off Omo as well. You know what I mean? I think Omo is a fantastic player. It's something that we need, someone who can hold up the ball, someone who's technically gifted in that position. And he will suit Ruben Amorim's tactics absolutely perfectly, in my opinion. I think he will. I think it will suit the tactics absolutely perfectly. But obviously, anyone who Man United get in January is going to be a bonus, guys. I think it's going to be a bonus. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sal, you have witty, wicked vibe, pure evil. Do you think so? You guys are wicked. I'm nice. I read out every one of your comments, guys. You guys are the wicked ones. The guys who dare saying, am I being fair? And I read out every single one of your comments. Goodness me. Even though I don't want to read out some of your comments because they're absolutely, well, hey, you know what I mean? Some of you guys, Lumen, you know all about that. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year, by the way, everyone, of course. Johnny, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. To be honest, why would Miro want to join United or going from a top 4 battle relegation battle? Because it's Man United, Johnny. At the end of the day, Nottingham Forest, we all know what's going on at Nottingham Forest. We know it is a flash in the pan. Sorry, but it is. And, you know, every single season, right, you get one team, right, who does extraordinarily well. And you know, they exceed all expectations and they do fantastically well, guys. And you know what? That happens. Aston Villa, for one. I remember in the treble winning season, wasn't it Coventry City who were doing well in the treble winning season? And Aston Villa were actually at top of the league in the treble winning season. So you know what? You always get this one team who exceeds expectations and does well, you know. So if an opportunity came from a player like Murillo to join Man United, I think he would join Man United. The only concerning thing I have is that I don't want him to join Man United if it is just for the money. It should be just for the football club. That's it. That is it. I mean, for me, look, obviously, if some Man United came in for me and I was playing for Nottingham Forest, I'll go to Man United. Of course, I love Man United. But we have to make sure that players do love Man United and not just love the money as well. That is obviously a big point, of course. Nottingham Forest are targeting 80 points this season. Yep. 100, but won't like. Absolutely, guys. Please don't forget to like the channel. Of course, guys, very important you smash a like on the video. Thank you very much, GK. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Hey, yo, big up, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, bro. How you doing, Original? Hope you're doing good. Absolutely. Happy New Year, my friend. The Fate Lumen is here. Goodness me. You guys have got too much time on your hands. Honest to God, guys, you know what? You know when you're breathing, right? Every single minute is an opportunity, right? And some people find opportunities in making fake profiles and catfishing people and stuff like that. Come on, guys. It's a sad existence. I'll be honest with you guys. It is a sad existence to be making fake accounts and making comments. Honestly, really it is. And to be honest with you guys have got too much time on your hands. You know what? There's people fighting for their lives. You know what I mean? There's kids fighting for their lives and you're sitting here making fake accounts. You know what I mean? Life is precious. Enjoy it. 2025. Let's make that the New Year's resolution. Make more use of your time. Well done. Story. Good morning. How you doing, my friend? Government should not allow it to happen. Absolutely. They shouldn't. The Glazers taking charge of Manchester United, it shouldn't have been allowed. It was an absolute farce. It should have been illegal. That shouldn't have been allowed. And you know what? these days it probably wouldn't have been allowed, you know. And you know, it's all hindsight now. But you know what? I just get, it annoys me when I talk about it. You know, what about Man United? Even with the Jim Ratcliffe thing, it shouldn't have been allowed. It shouldn't have been. It's another loan, leverage buy, of course, guys. It is another percentage buy on loan, of course, guys. Again, you know. But the biggest issue, obviously, when the Glazers took charge, is that they didn't spend a penny, to be honest, and they took a loan out on the football club and pay it with the profits of the football club, which is disgraceful, of course, guys. And capital has not been paid on that loan since, obviously, 2005, of course. And now we're in the 20th anniversary of the Glazers, guys. So disgusting, isn't it? Yali, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Loads of hate for Jim. He did actually save the club last year. We only talk about the negative stuff he has done, not the positive. Yali, he hasn't saved the football club. He actually got in the way of a full sale, which was a Qatar. And Qatar had the money. Qatar already paid $6 billion. That is how much the club is worth. In fact, it's worth more than the money. To be honest with you, he has not saved the club from jack. Nothing, mate. At the end of the day, that is an absolute wild claim that he saved the football club when Man United had a chance of a full sale, you know what I mean, and getting the Glazers out. One thing we would say is that it is what it is. And we got him now, and we have to support him. And that is what we're doing. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to scrutinize him. We're not going to criticize him. I know people at Old Trafford who work at Old Trafford who are on 16 grand a year being sacked, you know, who have mortgages and families and kids. One has just had a baby. I know that, right? At the end of the day, if Qatar bought the football club, these people will still be in a job. And these people are not rinsing the club. They've been there for 25 years working for the football club. Do you know what I mean? 20 years odd. You know what I mean? Working and doing an honest job at the football club. At the end of the day, the way Jim Ratcliffe is doing it is the way a billionaire would do it. A billionaire of his nature would do it. You know what I mean? A Mason would do it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And that is exactly what he's doing, to be honest with you. Lumen, Sal, please be aware of the fake Lumen. He is nasty. It's GK or Sidcraft. Yeah. This is why GK's not in the WhatsApp group, guys. I've got to be careful, people. Look, let me tell you a story, guys. Look, I posted a picture on my WhatsApp group, right? And this picture I've only posted on my WhatsApp group. Funny enough, someone made a fake account on here, and it had that picture as the profile picture on that fake YouTube channel, fake YouTube account. Now, guys, one of the people on this chat was part of that WhatsApp group. Who's guilty, guys? People think I'm silly, man. They need to wake up. Johnny, to be honest, some of the cost cutting had to be done, such as jobs got cut to have the largest workforce in the Premier League and nothing. However, it means nothing if INEOS don't sell players. It means nothing if INEOS, got in the way of a full sale and getting rid of keeping the Glazers, going to bed with the Glazers. Qatar would have done it anyway and cleared the debt and not had to sack people. Absolutely. No, Lumen, I wouldn't say losing anything. I know the probability of Man United losing is high, but I wouldn't take a defeat, and I would never admit a defeat, my friend. Never. Absolutely. Good point, Sidcraft. Maybe. To be honest, the individual mistakes are the reason we keep losing games. It's true that this, as I said earlier, the simple things, of course, guys. The simple things, of course. Absolutely. Look, guys, anyone who believes that going to bed with the Glazers, right? Facilitating the Glazers, getting away of a full sale, right? Because of the way someone looks, which it is. And don't tell me it's raining when it's pissing, right? Don't tell me that. That is the problem with the Man United fan base. If you think that our 40 years a fan, it's ridiculous. At the end of the day, Man United needed a full sale, and Man United have got a Chelsea season ticket as an owner now. You know what I mean? As a partial owner. It's ridiculous, man, what people think. Happy New Year, Chow. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. Hope everyone is good, of course, guys. Good to see you. I hope so, Jim. Jim starts on weekend, Jim. Come on. I know I'm not going to get my hopes too high for the Liverpool game. Of course, it is a difficult game, of course, guys. Of course. Absolutely isn't, of course, guys. Big up, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny, for letting me know. Yeah, then this season they got a good chance of winning the league, haven't they? Ipswich have got a very good manager and strong players who will not fall off. Everybody in United know how good McKenna is. Yeah, well, he's a good manager. He's done well at Ipswich, I have to admit. You know, story. Charlie and UK Dan hate owners from Middle East and only want supremacy in club ownership. At the end of the day, many people didn't want Qatar because of malicious, sinister reasons. And you know what? I'm not saying that these, obviously, Darren and these people are that, but there is the only reason that you would want someone who facilitated the Glazers and went to bed to the Glazers, who is also also equally as bad as, if you think Qatar are bad, which they're not. Absolutely amazing place. Your Middle East is an amazing place to live. Absolutely look after their people better than they do in England, guys. I know people, my granddad, for one, who passed away, God rest his soul, couldn't afford his electricity bill, and I had to pay it for him because you know what? The England don't even give you, even if it's in a war, and England don't want to give you any bloody benefits, do they? Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? They don't care about their people, like the Middle East. Goals for George. Morning, Sal. Can't the players do a double session with the training at night under floodlights at Carrington at Old Trafford to get the sessions up? They can sleep at Old Trafford in and told that. You know what, Goals for George? That's a good point, mate. But the problem is these players. Do these players have that mentality? Do these players have that? Do they want to do that? They cry when they have to go home in the dark, don't they? Remember that? You know what I mean? And it's a problem, you know what I mean? But it's a good point, Goals for George. Look, Goals, my friend, George, we know what's going on at this football club. We know what's needed at this football club. It's the problem is the culture and the application and implication of these players that is absolutely null and void. You know, and to be honest with you, I hope that it changes, and I hope that we do get you know, a change in mentality and culture at this football club very, very soon. I really do hope that, of course, guys. I do. Absolutely. Undefeated low, that's true, Sal. We need a laugh, brother. Absolutely. We need it. GK, I am out of the WhatsApp group and see how United form. GK is trying to say that he's out of the WhatsApp group and Man United are losing because he's out of the WhatsApp group. GK, my friend, my personal opinion is seek therapy, bruv. God, it's me. Aram said we don't have the money to spend. At least we sell the players. Shows everything about Jim the Rat. Absolutely, mate. Big up, Charles. Spot on, mate. Absolutely. Johnny, I saw the post, my friend. I saw the post. The post has been subsequently been deleted, of course. One thing I would urge younger players to do, Johnny, and I would say it right now, because if you look at Ahmad's post and you look at Garnacho's post, there was a big contrast between the two posts. I don't know if anyone's seen it. Read the room. If I was at the end of the day, if I was to speak to a younger player, I would tell you this. Read the room. Read the room. We're in bloody near the relegation zone. Stop talking about personal accolades. Stop it. Read the bloody goddamn room. This is about Man United, not about yourself. Absolutely. GK has been caught out, mate. GK, let me tell you a story, right? And GK, I want you to explain yourself, right? You were the only one in the WhatsApp group, okay? Right? In this chat. Okay? And I'm saying this, if this is the court of law, I'm the judge, right? I'm saying, Your Honor. No, I'm not the judge. I'm the lawyer. Okay, all right. I'm saying this, right? GK, you were in the WhatsApp group, right? You were in the WhatsApp group. The only one in this chat in the WhatsApp group. I posted a picture in the WhatsApp group that I have only posted in that WhatsApp group. I have not posted that picture anywhere else. So only the people in that WhatsApp group have access to that picture. Let's go forward a week. There was a fake account. I've forgotten who it was, a Lumen or it's a Matata, whoever it was, one of them, Cola Matata, whoever, it doesn't really matter. There was a profile on this stream that had a picture. Guess who of? Me. But not only me. It was the picture I posted in that WhatsApp group. Right? Who's guilty? Your Honor, tell me. Caught red-handed, guys. At the end of the day. You know what I mean? Unless you, Luma Matata, are in it together, standing around like a bunch of little giggling girls like this, looking at the thing and like, oh, look at it, we're going to use the picture, we're going to make a fake account. Maybe that. I don't know. I have no clue about that. But at the end of the day, all I can do is go by the evidence supplied. That is the evidence supplied. Your Honor, guilty. Big up. Goes to George. Saying he had 4 training sessions is a bad excuse. 2 full sessions a daily and 4 sessions eat, train and sleep. Old Trafford season. The thing is, goes to George, you can take a cow to the river. You can't force the cow to drink out of the river. That's one thing I would say. You know, you can't force someone to go by your philosophy and play the way you want to play if they're refusing to do that. That is obviously a big issue, of course, guys. Absolutely. Jim. Sal, I was wondering why doesn't Amaran bring in motivational speaker like do NFL and sports sometimes? Yeah, I mean, the problem is, Jim, I think, do these players need motivation to play for Man United? If they need motivation to play for Man United, then I don't think they're the right players to play for Man United, in my opinion. I don't think anyone should need extra motivation to play for Man United, especially with a manager like Ruben Amorim, of course. So don't begging these players will fight for the results against Liverpool. They can't be trusted. They can't be. I agree. But I wouldn't be surprised me if we get a draw or something like that. Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. The thing is, Johnny, the Glazers are out, mate. And if you facilitate the Glazers, then there's a problem. This year, we don't need to waste time on transfer rumors. And we know that positions 100 players linked with when the club have something concrete, they will announce it. Am I right? No, you're not right. Absolutely. We announce it. Actually, someone like Fabrizio Romano will announce it. I will announce it. I announced the Diego Leon transfer before a lot of people at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, we do this because, we're giving you the insights about the football club. I know people in the football club. I know Fabrizio. I know these people. And you know what? I bring you the news before. I want to bring you the news before so people have their ideas about it. Believe it or not, is that the Glazers and INEOS want to know the fans' reactions to transfers. They want to know fans' reactions to transfers. They want to know the reaction if we're, for example, after a player that they are after. And they want to see the social media reaction to that player, of course. Sal, I see Rants and some others already calling out Amarim. Not surprised. Don't really watch these people different. They don't chat with them. But it's good to know that they counter with truth. I mean, they're going to turn against Ruben Amorim, mate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, most of them don't even know their own father. So, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even take too much interest in what they have to say. Do you know what I mean? Big up, Jim. Absolutely. They're going to turn against him. We're completely, I mean, as you know, like taxes, they're going to turn against the manager. That's what they do. That's how they get likes, isn't it? Positivity doesn't feed them, does it? It doesn't feed their 22 kids. Goals for George. Malacia is distracted with money and tension. He never struck me as someone who desperate to start playing games, has spent too long doing lazy training. Says, I agree, Goals for George. Spot on, mate. Absolute spot on, George for George. Really, really truthful. Absolutely. Jim, as thou are pure wicked devils, devilish from inside. Absolutely not. You are. I don't spend time making fake profiles. Neither does Jim. Bless you, Sal. You're the most humble and content guy I've ever met. I truly respect you. Big up, Jim. Much love to you, brother. Absolutely, absolutely. Big up to yourself. Big up to yourself, of course. Absolutely. Big up to yourself. Yet, Yade, we're still 1 billion in debt, ain't we? We still got FFP problems. Jim Ratcliffe facilitated the Glazers, and anyone who supports the Glazers is not a Man United fan. I'm sorry. Almac, it is amazing how far we have fallen as a club. The fans used to get angry when it came second in the league. Now we are in a relegation battle and the club is broke. I mean, guys, can you tell me this? If Qatar took charge of Man United would be in a worse position. Now, tell me this, right, guys? If you had a bank account that is minus 100,000, right? And someone came in and said, look, mate, I'm gonna clear this debt out of your account and you're gonna have a clean slate, right? Plus some money in your account. Is it better than having a guy who says, I'm gonna get 20%, 20,000 of your debt, right? I'm gonna get some more debt from somewhere else, right? And then I'm gonna try and invest and blame it on someone else, you know what I mean? And say that we can't do it because you know what, we have to pay for that and we have to pay for this. Come on, guys. Qatar taking a football club is going to be, I mean, number one, it's hypothetical anyway. But one thing I would say is that Qatar taking a football club would have been better for Manchester United, and everyone knew that. The smart people knew that. People in the media knew that. The smart people knew that. You know, the big content creators knew that. You know, we all knew that. At the end of the day, Man United as a fan, 40 flipping years. Do you know what I mean? I know that would have been good for Manchester United. There's 500 games I've been to, guys. Anyone who says that Qatar would have been a bad purchase, a bad ownership is clutching on straws. Stop looking at this, all right, and the religion, and start looking at the facts. If Qatar took charge of Manchester United, no debt, Glazers out, gone. New stadium being built right now, not government money, right? Every single money we owe from transfer would be gone. All the players that we don't need, all the players that are mercenaries would be out of this football club. They'd be gone. Their contracts paid off, gone. We can't even afford to get rid of players because of Jim Ratcliffe. How can anyone say that, you know what, Qatar would have been worse than Jim Ratcliffe? That is just sinister. At the end of the day, it's just a sinister reason. It is. I'm sorry. At the end of the day. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that is everyone who had anything about them knew that we needed a full sale. Everyone knew that. Man United needed a full sale. But what we have to do is say that, yes, we have to support Jim Ratcliffe because Jim Ratcliffe is the only option, and we have to hope that he actually has the best interest of the football club at heart. We have to hope that. But let's not pretend that we missed a huge opportunity here. A huge opportunity. Guys, thank you everyone who's joined me, of course, today. Absolutely. Thank you everyone who's joined me. Absolute legends. Big up everyone. Thank you everyone. Big up Jake. Big up everyone. Sorry I haven't read out some of the goals for George. Sal, what's kids every 10 half channels just for the comedic relief? I couldn't believe my ears hearing them arguing amongst themselves about everything being better than Amram due to. Oh God, man. We just have to move on from it. Absolutely. We have to move on from that. Big up. Happy New Year, Kazi. Hope you do have a happy New Year. Hope you have a fabulous New Year. Alhamdulillah. Big up, Kazi. And hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're good. Jim, happy New Year to Jim. Of course, happy New Year to Goals to George. Of course, and happy New Year to everyone in the chat, guys. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, guys. And thank you, everyone who has the input. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, guys. I read out everyone's opinions. Time is up, unfortunately, and I'll be back later on for Chatbots, guys. Have a fabulous, fabulous evening, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, everyone. And remember, 2 steps ahead of the game always, guys. Man United at the weekend, 2025. Let's get it off to a bang, guys. Let's start it positively. Take it easy, guys. Have a great, great day and have a fabulous year, of course, guys. Take it easy, please.